We had a conference in 2012 here in the village of Vers-Pont-du-Gard in the south of France, and it was quite a success. People came from all over the world. The subject was AIDS and the science behind AIDS. This time we decided to repeat that conference 6 years later, but expanding it to several different viruses. And during the conference we've discovered that there's serious problems with the paradigms associated with all of those viruses. So you're about to find out.
Ads for Truvada in print and on their website blatantly target gay men. The sheer horror. Healthy people are being brainwashed into taking a toxic drug to protect themselves against a virus which is either harmless or non-existent.
Okay, I'm David Rasnick. I'm a chemist. I just turned 70 years old. I've spent at least, actually more than half of my life asking questions about AIDS, even before it was called AIDS, even before it was called GRID, back in San Francisco when I moved there in 1980. And in 1985, I started having doubts about the contagious hypothesis of AIDS. 1987, I was convinced that it was all wrong.
No cure, no vaccine, no treatment has ever cured anybody. It's a body doing it, of course. But what we have misinterpreted is the capacity of the body to heal itself.
And the whole thrust of Helen's concern about this is that she has felt for a very long time, she's professor of philosophy at Dar es Salaam University, and she has felt that African specialists and scientists and medics had been disrespected over many, many years. And I found that when I went to do the research for our film for Channel 4 called AIDS and Africa.
Bertrand Russell was a famous British philosopher, and he said that there is a teapot orbiting the sun, somewhere between the Earth and Mars. And if you don't believe it, it's your job to prove me wrong. But the point he was making was that, of course, that's ridiculous. That if you come up with a theory about something that is incredible, it's your job to prove that the theory is correct. It's not really my job to prove that it's not correct. And in my journey through viruses that started with HIV, and in 1999, I looked at West Nile virus, and then somebody said, you should look at polio, and I said, I don't want to look at polio, but I did, and then somebody said mad cow disease, which is not a virus but a prion, and foot and mouth disease, and the 1914 influenza. As I went through them, I started to see patterns of bad science being repeated.
This is very interesting. So wake up, please. This is HIV is found most near genes and CG sequences. CG sequences means cytosine and guanine sequences, and these, if you have lots of them, this means you have bacterial origin in the human chromosomes.
So vitamin D is being recognized as a powerful immunomodulator. Our bodies are full of vitamin D receptors that utilize the body-converted active form.
And alternative theories are not really discussed. They are put on, they are known, but they are not discussed and not refuted. So there's no progress, so it's a problem. And so there is a lot of interrogations and fights about, among the dissidents, what strategies must be engaged, what choice.
Como le digo a los pacientes, no me importa cuál es la brujería que te cura.
I say to my patients, I don't care what voodoo cures you.
They just say I am something called elite controller, and that is it. For them, it's already explained. They put me a name. I am an elite controller, and they don't talk about it. But the point is that I have learned to look after my health, and I have learned to care for myself in a way that it was better for me, and taking in consideration everything, not only a diagnosis or a lab test, but diet, environment, and emotions, and everything.